This person was supposed to inspire you. They were supposed to be a role model. They were supposed to show you the way. But they took advantage of who they were, maybe even their title, and they tried to manipulate you. And they could see that your skills and what you possessed were greater in this subject, in this topic, this project, than what theirs were. And they became extremely jealous of you. They tried to stop you at every turn, but you were unhindered. Nothing could pull you back. Nothing could stop you, not even them. This person was really supposed to be an advisor. They were supposed to be a person of substance that could come in and say, yes, this is how we do it. This could have been a teacher. This could have been an advisor at school, an advisor in business, maybe even a boss. But when you started working on that project, you could really tell that they were all show. They really didn't know the subject very well. They didn't know what they were talking about. They were all flash and no substance. You may have even questioned how they got into that role. Did they know somebody? Was it a favor? How did they even get into that role? They seemed like they were being a poser because you knew more than they did. They couldn't see clearly. They couldn't see what the goal was. They had no clue of where to lead the team. So you actually had to step in. You had to say, okay, and you had to do it delicately because they outranked you in some way. You had to do it delicately. And this really challenged you. This was something that was uneasy. It was an uneasy feeling to kind of drive from the back seat, as they say, or just take the reins in silently and try and lead the people or yourself through this project. And at first, it might have seemed like you were blind. You really didn't know what to do. But as you progressed more and more, you were able to really teach yourself what was going on. You thought, okay, I can't rely on this person anymore. They're trying to talk to everyone else and say that I don't know what I'm doing. They're trying to maybe even lie and say, oh, this person didn't do that. Or maybe they didn't fill out this form. They didn't fill out this paperwork. But you had the proof. This could have even been a lawyer that you hired. Now that is something. That's something that just came through. This could have been even a lawyer or law advisor. So they said, there's no case here, or there's no way that this is going to actually go to court. But you did your homework. You worked on this. You made sure that there was going to be some way that this project succeeded, some way that this would actually work in your favor, because you had a lot riding on this. I think you had a lot more invested in this than this other person that was trying to sabotage you. All they had was their ego invested in this. What you had was your future, maybe even a court case, maybe something that was important to you or others around you. And this was go time. You couldn't mess around. And this other person was doing everything but what they should. So it could have even been that you missed some opportunities, or they just didn't want you to see different opportunities. There was some challenges that were coming up that were mishandled, and these missed opportunities were gone. So that was a huge red flag for you. Maybe there was a certain deadline that needed to be met. It wasn't. So then everybody was in the hot seat. Or you had to pay more fines or something to actually get things back on track. There was something here that they messed up, but they wouldn't own up to it. They wouldn't be true and with integrity. They just kept saying, I'm supposed to be here. I'm better than you because I have this title. It's pretty messed up, but that's where they were coming from. So with that, since you did your own research, since you were able to do everything despite this person saw you grow, saw you become enlightened, because there, I do believe, was a spiritual download here. You were really talking to spirit, you were talking to God and saying, please, this is so important. I know this is on my soul path, or maybe someone else's soul path. This is a time of reckoning. This is a time that is so important. If it goes one way, it's going to be great. If it goes another way, it's going to be really challenging. So you were talking to spirit a lot, and you called in and said, what do I do? And the download came in. The download and the answers came in. Check this out. Check this reference. Go here. Talk to this person. Things just kept happening where they were aligned with what you needed to do. You felt the calling to do something and you acted on that intuition. And that was so important because then things started to move. It wouldn't have moved without that knowledge. You had to have that knowledge. And it's almost like the secret knowledge, okay? The secret knowledge to move forward. So you got out of that person's influence, you got out of that person's web, and you were able to actually break free and move forward and accomplish your goals. So if you're in this right now, know that this is going to work out. Know that this is going to be something that you're going to be proud of later on, because you're learning a lot of skill sets that this person should have had, but you had the gift. You were born with the gifts that you need in order to accomplish this project, this goal, whatever this is for you. And you are going to be successful at it if you keep researching, if you keep going, if you follow that intuition, keep talking to people that actually know what they're talking about, and ignore those lies and that jealousy that that person is trying to put on you. No guilt trip will work. No jealousy or lie will work. Just keep focusing on what's important to you or that person that is around you that has a lot riding on this, because that is your inspiration. That will carry you through. That is in focus with your chakras, your alignment, your energy. Everything is focusing forward on that. And that is so important because it's going to carry through with whatever document or project you have to come up with. You're going to spend a little bit more time. You are going to be more invested, and that will make the difference. There's going to be a huge opportunity coming up that you are going to catch. You're going to catch it. This other person won't want you to, but you will. They will maybe even have some names for you, this other person that is jealous of you, but just ignore it, because now you're on your own path. You're on your own way. And that person has to deal with themselves. They shouldn't even be in that role. I don't know how they got there, but the fact that you are accomplishing this goal despite them is amazing. So, Spirit is proud of you. God is proud of you. I'm proud of you. Keep going. You know what you're talking about. You know what's important. Just keep going. And if you're out of this, you can breathe a sigh of relief, and you know that that was the difference. That was it. You were more invested. You had more time, more knowledge, and those special gifts that carried you through. So, thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you, Spirit, for being here with us today as well. If you ever feel the calling to go to robomonktarot.com, I can give you a private reading or spirit coaching. If you have a big question that is going to need multiple sessions, we can do that together. And if you want to check out my other channel, it's all about love. It's RoboMonk Oracle. There's a lot of us over there. So check that out, and I'd love to see you. And just have a great day.